Hey Gary, how are you, man? I'm not worried about you. You're one of the smart guys. I actually learn a lot from you. I know you can't stay. I kind of did this off the cuff. I'm going to start in like 4 or 5 minutes. Um, these thoughts just strike me in my head. I'm like, let me get this information out while I'm dynamically moving about my day. Sometimes, then I don't get to it. I can never tell when these things, what are the high traffic times on Facebook? I don't know. I know they're not Friday and Saturday because sometimes I get no hits, and then sometimes I get thousands and thousands on a off time. But anyway, put the information out there. It's available at any time. Well, you have a good day, Garrett. Thanks for all your help and all the good things you do. Talking about collagen, do people get enough? No. Do people get enough of the right stuff? Usually not. Do they do the wrong things and negate some of the right stuff they do? Sometimes. Yeah, we could always be better. I'm trying to figure it out all the time. There's so much information out there. I think it's a matter of cherry picking and finding out what's best for you. Yeah, Gary, just don't keep wondering all the time. Sometimes it's better to be wrong and be wrong with confidence. That allows you to pull the lever and get things done. It's always better to to decide and act upon something instead of just always wondering. Sometimes a wrong move is better than no move at all, and then you learn from it. Don't make the move that destroys you. None of us are, because we're all here. You might feel like it sometimes. Anyway, yeah, when you talk about taking care of your health and nutrition and working on your health, I look at it as health equity. The more years you treat, listen, anything can happen. Something can get you. Amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, Lou Gehrig's, that can get you, and you don't even know it's coming. And you can live the best life ever. But even still, good health equity. You live a good life, and you don't have a list of bad habits as long as both arms outstretched, and you're going to be better for it. You're going to feel like a kid until the day you die. I mean, most of the time, I feel like I did, I think, 30 years ago. Amazing I could say that. I'm going to be 57 in 10 weeks and 2 days. 57, what does that mean? It means there's more years behind me than ahead of me. I'm pretty sure. I don't think I'm going to 114. But Gary, you made a bunch of errors, but you always make more good moves than wrong moves. And you look at that sinus wave at the end of it, and it's a life well lived. It's a victorious life. You don't want to have, listen, you don't want to be like 70 and say, I got to start over. Hi, Turunku. How are you, man? Where are you checking in from? Turunku Baraka. That's an interesting name. I don't think I've seen you on here before, but welcome. And Gary, of course. I don't know what I was just saying. Rambling a little. But we're going to talk about collagen. You see a lot of it in the media, and who the hell knows what to believe. You got to find out what works for you, what's best for you, what allows you to work better. Maybe not what works for you, but what allows you to work better. Life happens. Yes, I've worked with lots of bad diseases. I feel fortunate. Young guy, it's your life. Yes, we are a work in progress. It's just a number. I don't like to use the word. You age without getting old. Listen. I don't even believe that. I know that. If you. I think I look younger than my stated age. I mean, listen, I know guys that, and I love them. They're probably even here. Manish Kaushik. I heard collagen is needed to tighten loose belly post-pregnancy. There might be some truth to that, but I need a lot more information, and there's probably a lot of other things you're going to have to do along with just taking. See, that's the thing. You're taking something. It doesn't really do any. I'm going to explain that in a second. But guys that I've gone to high school with, I've seen them. They look like my grandfather. Now look, and this is tied into part of what I'm going to talk about. Part of good health is we're not just talking about internal. We're talking about external. How you project, how you feel about yourself, how you carry yourself. I've often said I could just look at somebody and tell if they're low testosterone, if they're low T. There's all these markers, all these signs. And some people say don't judge a person on how they look. Clinically, we have to. Okay, and if you don't, you're not doing your due diligence as a clinician, or just even a trainer or whatever you might be. I don't mean to minimize that. I don't like the word just, as you know. Manish, if you could expand on that. You heard collagen is needed to tighten loose belly post-pregnancy. Well, there's a lot of variables there. How much weight did you gain? A lot of allopaths recommend that you gain 20 to 30 pounds for a pregnancy. It doesn't sound like a lot, but there are plenty of people who gain 100. And then, you know, you're dealing with a lot of issues there. A lot of laxity in tissues and ligaments and connective tissues, and then you're subject to the nuances of gravity. And sometimes you never bounce back, especially if you don't allow yourself to. And Gary, I just had a pop-up here. I hate these things. I strive to be a good old man rather than an old good man. My reunion 40th was wild. I too. They all looked older. That means you got to go out and do the fighting, man. You got to go do the heavy lifting as you maintain your youth and vitality. Nutrients will help, but no miracles. Yeah. Anyway, well, let's talk about collagen a little bit. What is it? It's the main structural protein found in the body. It's the major protein in the body. And it's the building blocks of skin, hair, nails, connective tissues. Do we get enough of it in our diets? Hardly. Yeah, Gary, hilarious to you. Probably not to them. Where do you get? Well, first of all, in the American diet or societal diet, there's a paucity of collagen intake, at least in food form, whole food form, and that's across the board. Early in the turn of the century, people were poor. You were getting into the Great Depression. People would eat a lot of soups and broths, and there just wasn't a lot. And the main ingredient oftentimes would be bone, believe it or not. And they would boil that and hopefully get some nutrients from that. And then you get people just sucking and gnawing on bones all day. And there was a lot of this because, again, you think times are tough now. They're not compared to many other periods in history. But what would happen? People would get a lot of collagen that way. You know, it was a bone broth type of collagen, but they weren't necessarily suffering lax and paucities of collagen in their body or quick degradation of collagen like we experience now, as they did back in the day. Manish, once Mr. Chris Gethin, I don't know how to say his name, Gethin or Gethin, was live, and I asked him, he was live, and he asked him the question, how to tighten loose belly. He said, add collagen. It could help. Is that the thing that's going to make your stomach just suck right in? No, that's not how it works. And again, I don't like to say just to anything. So anyway, do people get enough collagen now? No, they don't. Supplemental form. Remember, a supplement means in addition to a good whole food diet. Whenever I talk to anyone, I'm assuming they're engaging in a good whole food eating style. We don't really like the word diet, but you're getting the preponderance of your nutritional equivalents through whole foods, actual food on the plate, good healthy foods, not in wrappers, not necessarily supplements or protein bars or pills, powders, mediators that are similar to all of that. You don't want to do that. But do people get enough? Well, they don't. So we look at supplements in addition to the good whole food diet. And again, it's not just a simple collagen supplement you're looking at. You're looking at breakdown products. You're looking at proline, glycine, and hydroxyproline, which are amino acids. Those are the components that you want to get, because you don't just take a hunk of collagen and consume it, and it goes into your body and it kind of fills the gaps where you're starting to lose collagen. I know people sometimes think that, and I don't blame you. You're not scientists or nutritionists for the most part. So, and plus the scientific so-called landscape out there is very, very confusing. But you take the collagen in these components through a supplement, a good quality supplement, because there's a lot of crap and junk out there. So the body has the building blocks to formulate more collagen. So you're helping the body. It's always in terms of helping the body. That's what a supplement does. It helps the body, the proline, the hydroxyproline, and the glycine. Those three amino acids are the components that help the body construct new collagen or stave off further loss of collagen. Because listen, as early as your 20s, 25 to 27, you start to lose collagen. And what does that mean? We always talk about internal and external health. Listen, you start to get, you can see these frown lines. I don't do a lot of frowning, but I've got these lines. You can call them wrinkles. You start to get wrinkles. You start to get divots, depressions in the skin, in the integument, the fascia, the connective tissue underneath the skin. Your body is more subject to the nuances of gravity. You start to sag. Those are all indicators of decrepit or breakdown or lack of collagen. or you're not replacing or getting enough in your nutritional equivalents or your diet or your eating style. Now, you hear a lot from vegetarians, can I get enough collagen from a vegetarian or vegan diet? Not really. It's awfully hard. Listen, vitamin C is a mediator. It helps you to propagate the production of collagen. Some herbs will help, but we're not talking about helping. We want to truly get it done where we're actually replacing or staving off further loss. And an herbal or herbivore or vegetarian or vegan diet just won't do it. There are many different types of collagen. The main four, types 1, 2, 3, 4. Type 1 is 90% of the collagen in the body: hair, skin, nails, connective tissue. Type 2 cushions the joints. Type 3 supports the muscles and organs and lines some of the vascular system and the cardiovascular system in the body. And finally, type 4 is in the layers of the skin. So you got 4 types, and you want to make sure you're fortifying all of those. You want a multi-collagen product. Now, like I mentioned earlier, the stuff's expensive, and I was talking to my friend Lance Stranahan this morning, and he's really, really good on top of all different types of supplements. He's one of my go-to guys. So I asked him, I go, Lance, what do I suggest? I don't sell any currently right now. I only go with very, very high grade, so I'm very, very halting to really recommend anything. But he uses a product called Multi Collagen Plus. It does have types 1, 2, 3, 5, and 10. It's good for skin, hair, nails, and joint support. It's by a company called BioPerine, and I'm just going to read a little bit off the back. It has 5-phase multi-collagen complex. Remember, we said we want multiple different types of collagen to ingest so the body can formulate. There's bovine collagen peptides, bovine bone broth, protein, marine collagen, chicken bone broth, eggshell membrane collagen. So those all taken in totality in a capsule form is probably better for you to get your nutritional equivalents of what you need each day, because the powders, they don't taste very good at all. Some of them might be kind of neutral, but the harder it is to get something down, if you're ruining that moment every day where you have to take something, chances are over time you're not going to take it. And this is something, once you do it for good. It's part of the panoply of what you do every single day for good. And again, it doesn't do anything for you. It's in addition to a healthy eating style, healthy exercise style, healthy lifestyle. You just kind of do it from now on and you forget about it, because again, it's not something that goes in there and corrects something and then you're all set. You exist on this earth, so your body is always breaking down in perpetuity. I know that sounds kind of lousy, but it's true. Even if you're not very active and you just sit there all day. Is it possible to consume collagen specifically as per their types through food? Like specifically, can I consume type 3 collagen via food? You can. It's much easier, listen, over time to get a supplement and make sure you're getting that, because again, like I was just mentioning, Manish, over time, you're probably not, you're going to start having gaps and not getting those same foods on a regular basis. Whole food is best. I say have a good whole food foundation. And this is from many years of experience with many different people. I found what over time, the odds and statistics, what people tend to do, you're probably better off taking a supplement. Like the one I just mentioned, do your due diligence. It's not cheap. Okay, it's certainly not cheap. But again, if you value your health, and you value your youth, and you value your good looks, if you have them, and they are fleeting, and I'm sure you do, because it's only going to get worse as time goes on. It's a battle. You want to hold yourself together as long as you can. You can become better in a different way. Savage West, hey, big guy, keep up the good work. Thanks, Savage. I'm not really quite so big. Maybe if I catch the right angle, things like that. Remember, 1/3 of the body is protein. How much collagen should you be taking in one day? I've read some things in the literature where some people say you should, up to 1/3 of the protein you take in per day should be collagen. I'm not sure if that's true. There are no governing bodies that agree with that. So doing your due diligence and finding out what works for you is probably best. I've seen up to 20 to 50 grams. Again, I can't attest to that as to it being a truism for everyone across the board, because everyone's different. Just like Manish brought up as far as collagen helping tighten loose belly skin. And it wouldn't really be the skin, it'd be the fascia and connective tissue underneath the skin. That's what we're talking about. And then if that loses its integrity, the skin tends to sag because it's not taught over a surface of good integrity, and that is a cartilage issue as we're talking about right here. No, I'm not your nutrition guy, man. We all learn together, Gary. Thanks. But thanks for staying on. I'm just about done. That's it. Because you hear a lot about collagen. I know that was really basic. Your thoughts, questions, considerations are always appreciated. You can put them down right here. I will answer them as we go later on today. If you share this video, I do appreciate it. A thumbs up is also appreciated. You have a great day. Tomorrow I have Gino Cacavalli from Resist, the founder of Resist Exercise Systems and also cover model for Muscle and Fitness. And then we have nutrition guru and owner of Granite Nutrition, John Meadows, on Thursday. Yesterday, of course, we had Evan the Ox Santapani, and that was a lot of fun. You can go to YouTube, MTFU Longevity Over 50, and go check out any of those videos at any time. And if you subscribe, I do appreciate it, because we do strengthen our spheres of influence the more information we do know and proffer to others. So Dr. Mike Dusa, thank you. Have a great day, and let me know what you think. Be well.